Abraham Lincoln was the 16th President of the United States, serving from March 1861 until his assassination in April 1865. Lincoln led the United States through its Civil War, its bloodiest war and perhaps its greatest moral, constitutional, and political crisis. In doing so, he preserved the Union, abolished slavery, strengthened the federal government, and modernized the economy. Lincoln was born on February 12, 1809, in Hardin County, Kentucky, United States. He was the second child of Thomas Lincoln and Nancy Hanks Lincoln, and he was named for his paternal grandfather. Lincoln's family was poor and lived in a one-room log cabin on the Sinking Spring farm. Lincoln received very little formal education in his youth, but he was an avid reader and taught himself about a wide range of subjects. In 1816, Lincoln's family moved to Spencer County, Indiana, where they built a new farm. Lincoln's mother died when he was 9 years old, and his father remarried. Lincoln helped his father with farm work and also worked as a store clerk and flat boatman on the Ohio River. In 1828, Lincoln moved to New Salem, Illinois, where he worked as a store clerk, surveyor, and militia captain. In 1834, Lincoln was elected to the Illinois General Assembly as a Whig. He was re-elected in 1836, 1838, and 1840. Lincoln served in the Illinois House of Representatives from 1834 to 1841, and he was a Whig party leader in the state legislature. In 1846, Lincoln was elected to the United States House of Representatives, where he served one term from 1847 to 1849. In 1858, Lincoln ran for the United States Senate against Stephen A. Douglas. Lincoln lost the election, but his speeches during the campaign, known as the Lincoln-Douglas debates, made him a national figure. In 1860, Lincoln was elected President of the United States. As president, Lincoln faced many challenges. The most pressing of these was the American Civil War, which broke out in 1861. Lincoln's main goal was to preserve the Union, but he also worked to abolish slavery. On January 1, 1863, Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation, which declared all slaves in Confederate territory to be free. In addition to his work on the abolition of slavery, Lincoln also strengthened the federal government and modernized the economy. He established the first national bank, the National Banking Act, and the National Currency Act. He also signed the Homestead Act, which provided land to settlers in the West. Despite his many accomplishments, Lincoln faced opposition from many quarters. He was criticized for being too slow to abolish slavery, for his handling of the war, and for his use of executive power. In April 1865, Lincoln was assassinated by John Wilkes Booth, a Confederate sympathizer. Lincoln's death was a great loss to the nation, but his legacy lived on in the many reforms that he had put into place. Overall, Abraham Lincoln is widely considered one of the greatest American presidents. He successfully navigated the country through its Civil War, preserved the Union, abolished slavery, and modernized the economy. His speeches, particularly the Gettysburg Address and his second inaugural address, are still studied and admired for their eloquence and insight. Lincoln's leadership during one of the most trying periods in American history has been an inspiration to many, and his legacy continues to shape the nation today.